In this video I'm going to give you a basic exercise to get your fingers moving on the fretboard, and also we'll just talk about some of the basic parts of the guitar if you're not familiar with them yet. You have 6 strings on the guitar. This first one here is called the first string. The bottom one is called the first string. It's the thin E string. There's your first string, second string, third string, fourth string, fifth string, and sixth string, which is called the low E string. Alright? E, B, G, D, A, and E are the names of the strings. These little metal wires that are embedded in the neck, they are called frets. This is your first fret, second fret, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, all the way on up. You'll notice that the third fret has a dot, the fifth, seventh, ninth also have dots. The 12th fret has 2 dots, so that you can kind of find where you are on the fretboard without having to guess all the time, which is a very handy thing. These things here are called pickups. They are like little microphones. They listen to the sound of the string when you pick it, and it sends it out through the electronics out to your amplifier. This one here, this is called the neck pickup because it's closer to the neck, and it's got kind of that little bit of that bluesier kind of a warmer kind of a sound. And this pickup here is called your bridge pickup because it is next to the bridge, which is this metal piece where the strings come over. That's called the bridge. A little bit thinner sounding, but definitely better for rock and funk and that kind of stuff. Okay, let's do a basic exercise to get your fingers happening. Key things to remember with your left hand is to place your thumb around there, about halfway at the midway point behind the neck. Alright, so you're going to, it's like you're making a pinching, you're kind of pinching that first finger down on the string. Now we're going to start on the first string, 5th fret, and we're going to do a simple 1, 2, 3, 4 finger pattern like that. And it's very important to not let your fingers lift like that. That's too much extra movement. You want to get rid of all that extra stuff. So just leave them on until you have to move them to the next string. The other key thing about the left hand that's very important is the placement and the positioning of the fingers on the frets. You don't want to place your finger back there because you get a buzzy sound. So up at the top of the fret, there's a sweet spot, and that applies for all 4 fingers. Your right hand, that part of your hand right there, there's a bone right there, rest that on the bridge, right there. Okay, that stabilizes your hand so you can feel where the strings are as you go across. If you don't, if your hand is floating, you could easily hit the wrong string. It's kind of like trying to write on a piece of paper without you having your hand resting on the table, right? It's floating, you're going to be scribbling all over the place. So rest your right hand there, your fingertips play at the tops of the frets, and let's play along across all 6 strings on a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's go down to the 4th fret, first string, and do the exact same exercise across all 6 strings again. Count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the 3rd fret, same thing again. And one thing about your pick too, I should mention, you only need to have about that much pick showing, okay? Don't be holding the pick up like that. If you do, it's going to get caught in the strings and it's going to fly out of your hand. And you've got less control over the pick. The more pick you're holding, the more control you have. So, and you only need to have about that much of your pick showing. Just the index finger, which kind of points down the pick, and your thumb, which kind of goes across the pick like so. Okay, same exercise, starting on the 3rd fret across all 6 strings on the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's go to the 2nd fret on a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the 1st fret, 1st string. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the 1st string, 1st fret. On a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and if you can do that, all 4 frets at the top string, you're doing good, because that requires quite a bit of stretching. The reason why we start at the 5th fret and work our way down 1 fret at a time is because the frets get a little bit wider as you go this way, so you're gradually stretching your fingers out a little bit. If you can't make it all the way down to the 1st fret on the 1st try, don't worry, it takes time sometimes to stretch your fingers out, but stick with it and you'll get there eventually.